There are two major fundamental problems within healthcare. There is a cost problem. Everybody talks about the cost of healthcare. We've been hearing about it for decades, right? But in reality, the cost problem is not across the entire population. In any given cohort of people, you roughly have about 5% of a population that accounts for 45 to 50% of the medical costs. About 15% of the population accounts for 75 to 80% of the med costs. So really what you have is a med cost problem driven by the grand minority of the population. So that's problem number one. Small group of people are spending the majority of the costs. The second thing is that there are massive disparities with how healthcare is delivered and the subsequent outcomes that come from that variability of how healthcare is delivered in all the zip codes in America. The most recent data from the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation, we're in New Orleans. And there's a zip code in which the average life expectancy in New Orleans proper is 57 years old, the life expectancy. 57 years old. Just 3 miles away, you have in the same city, in New Orleans proper, a zip code in which the average life expectancy is 83. That's a 26-year difference. You do the same thing in Chicago, that number is close to 30-year difference. And now in this country is a major problem of social injustice. So you have the combination of those two things coming together. You have substantial interest and costs being driven by a minority of the population. You have massive social inequities and healthcare outcomes. And so my dad said, hey, there's actually an intersection of how those two come together. Let's figure out if we can create a model. Let's go into some of the most underserved communities and see if we can fundamentally change the cost curve, number one, and number two, substantially improve the outcomes of these underserved populations.
Hey, Dr. Faisal Syed here. Did you like this video? Be sure to subscribe to our channel by clicking here. And you might like these other videos. Click up here to watch more.